Hello, how is everyone? Thank you for watching the replay. If you could please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all the things. I would appreciate it. Welcome. We're going to do a collective energy reading today, and this is going to be the only one of the week because I have other opportunities that I am working with at this time. So I'm going to have less time to do the readings with. So Mondays only for now until or unless something else changes. Aurora, my dog. Okay. Got my tea ready. Okay. Let's get my cards ready to go. All right. So a lot going on collectively right now. So much. We have revolution taking place, and revolution doesn't always look like positivity. Okay. Revolution very much looks like chaos, looks like all of the ugliness surfacing that people don't really want to face, but we're being forced to. Hi, Ben. How are you, my love? So with that being said, we are aligned with revolution. So much going on again, cosmically, both the known and the not so known, or things that we're not familiar with, like the three-eye atlas thing that we're currently experiencing. We've got energy coming up from Antarctica. We've got energy coming from the cosmos, behind the sun. All kinds of things are happening. And this is what a lot of people in the spiritual communities understand as the great solar flush. Okay. We are on the precipice of that, and it's not going to look like, a flash of light and everyone's, blinded for a little bit. It's been coming in waves. It's been coming with planetary alignments, everything. This is a ripening process. Okay. So we are getting more and more extreme with the incoming high frequencies. And hello, Holly. I don't see you. I don't see your comment, my love. So I wonder what that's about. Are you unable to be seen in the comments now too? Anywho, all of this is happening so that we can choose a new path. Okay. This is the time of the paths diverging, or the path diverging into the two, the higher frequency, the lower frequency that we've all heard about. We've talked about it. We've had some custody issues happening right now. Look at our governments. Hello, how are you? So with the patriarchy crumbling, okay, with the false paradigms that we've been inserted into, these timelines that we've been injected into with the false patriarchy running the show, those systems are crumbling. And as those systems crumble, it's going to look like chaos. We were never meant for those timelines, but they happened, right? And it's an evolutionary thing. It's about souls learning. It's much more vast than, there you are, Holly. Now I see you. It's much deeper than a lot of people tend to look. Okay. So yes, it was not supposed to happen, but yes, at the same time, it was supposed to happen. We're doing well. A little bit. Who are you? Can you give me your name? Because I'm not quite sure exactly who you are, but welcome, of course. But I'm just trying to figure out who you are. I can't see your little thumbnail, your little picture there. So, anywho, now is the time, like I said, of chaos. There is divine chaos and there is divine order in this divine chaos. Okay. So all complaining, bitching aside, we're meant to go through this. We are meant to evolve past this kind of thing, so that those energies, they've already cycled through this plane. Okay. They've already cycled through this manifestation. Okay. Hi, Anna. For some reason it wasn't coming up even though you're here. Yeah, that's weird, but now I see you. So we are being forced to do things a little differently, right? We've got old energies that are leaving. Oh, new member. All right, love. I wasn't sure if you were an existing one, just came in under a different screen name, but welcome. Thank you for joining us. So that being said, the old ways are no longer working. And this also comes into manifestation practices. A lot of people have been, grappling with their manifestations. A lot of people that have been masters of manifestation have been, flailing as of late. And this is just a symptom of the shift in frequencies. And we've shifted a lot of timelines too, right? We've collapsed a lot of timelines. So we've been shifting. So just like the Mandela effect, things might look a little similar. Things might act a little similar, but there are some very big differences, very noticeable differences. So if you have been struggling with manifestation, oh, you're new to tarot readings, well, welcome. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't, because this is a collective energy reading. We are all experiencing something, along these lines, but it's not going to be exact to everyone. If you would like a private reading, then my website right here is the best way to book if you are interested or feel drawn. Not necessary though, so stick around and join the soul tribe. Hello, Linda. How are you, my darling? So now is the time where we really need to be tapping into our gifts, our intuition that we've been working on for at least the last couple of years, because most of you guys have been following me for the last couple of years, both Facebook and now moved to YouTube. So we've been talking about how to tap into our gifts, how to recognize our gifts and enhance those. So all of you guys have been practicing with that. And, it's really time to lean more into that intuition. Hey, Steph, listening while you work. Nice. Welcome, love. We haven't seen you around for a little bit. So tap into those gifts, okay? Because Four of Cups, bottom of the deck, in the reverse, okay? You may be missing opportunities because they're not looking like they might have in the past, or they don't seem the same, or they're not manifesting in the same ways, or I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain this. So moving from manifesting one way and that working for you, and then all of a sudden that's not working, and then you're second guessing yourself, and you're really starting to spiral downwards, which happens. Okay, you're human. It happens. Okay, it's just gonna happen, especially whenever the energy is chaotic and wonky the way it is. Okay, it's just gonna happen. So don't beat yourself up about it. Reduced its speed by 300%, making scientists lose their shit. It's been making them lose their shit the whole time they've even known about it. But yeah, a lot's going on. So you might have had manifestation down pat before, but now that we've got new energies being introduced, we've got revelations and all of these masks falling, all of these things coming to light, it can throw a wrench in your gears. Okay, so don't fault yourself, don't beat up on yourself because things aren't working out the way that you intend them to. Okay, still continue to build, seek out opportunities, be open with your divine feminine energy to new opportunities that may not look like previous ones. Okay, look like previous manifestation avenues. Now is the time to really get the words today. Just words are failing me right now. Take a different approach. Okay, think outside the box. Now is not the time to continue to repeat patterns, even positive ones. Okay, now is not the time to repeat patterns, because we are seeding the new. And also there are new energies present. So what we've worked with before isn't necessarily going to apply to this new field that's coming in. So it's time to get resourceful, as human beings are known for, right? We're known for our resourcefulness. Become resourceful. Start thinking outside of the box. Start tapping into that creativity, into that sacral energy. Cultivate you time. You need a moment to breathe. Okay, you need a moment to breathe. You need to be able to still yourself, to calm yourself, so that you can actually see opportunities when they're offered to you, instead of allowing those to pass you by. This is that Four of Cups reverse. So seeing the opportunities where maybe you wouldn't have seen them before, because now you're tapping into your intuition. Now you are really getting to understand your own frequency and how to align that with the outcomes that you want. And take a sip of my tea real quick. I just felt like some hot tea today. So 10 of Cups in the reverse, right behind that Four of Cups reverse card. Again, things may not be working out the way that you hope, the way that you plan. Things might be falling apart right now. It might feel like you're in the storm. You're in it, and it is like category fucking 1,000 hurricane season, okay? And this is a positive thing. No, it's not comfortable, and no, it's not necessarily perceived by you to be positive at this time while it's happening. But just the fact the energetics are different creates new opportunity. So start seeing it in that way. We do have Trust How This Plays Out that came out. We'll get back to that in a minute. But this is the divine order in the chaos, okay? This is, whenever we are put on our knees and are unable to really see a way out, right? When we hit rock bottom, we hit our knees. That's when we have to become resourceful. That's when we say, okay, I have nothing left to lose. It's now or never. So that's when this King of Wands energy, that divine masculine, okay, not the toxic wounded masculine, not the patriarchal one, okay, that divine masculine that nurtures, that goes after the opportunities that he deems worthy of his time and energy. He's changed. I don't know why he wouldn't explain it to me either, Anna. So I get the Steph thing, but he didn't even bother to explain it to me, and I asked him. So just one of the things, right? And numerology, he's probably intuitively aligned to do it that way, because the numerological value of Steph with an F versus Steph with a PH, very different. So I'm just going to say that on your part, Steph. You can comment whatever you want to that, but people are noticing. Anyway, so now is the time to get resourceful, to nurture the flow, nurture the direction in which you want to go. Travel came out. You might actually be traveling, like physical travel, but this is talking about shifting from one frequency to another, shifting from one state of being to another, okay? The star card right above that only reiterates, that energy of what I just stated. This is us anchoring that source light, okay? That source light right here, that's the star we're anchoring into this new physical realm. It's a new physical realm, okay? The old has died out. It's gone. It's done. It's over with. We're just seeing the repercussions and the manifestations, playing out on the world stage at this time. Right? Either way, it's fine. Either way, we like it. We love you either way, Steph, no matter if you spell with an F or a PH. So, flow with it, okay? Don't fight against. Just start becoming resourceful. Start, trial and error is a thing, right? That's how we learn. We're in this human experience. We learn by trial and error. For shits and giggles, yes, it changes the numerology, but I just noticed too many with PH, so I just made it easier to find me. Oh, well, how come you couldn't send that response when I asked you? Rude. Just kidding. Love you. Anywho, we're leaving the old behind. Four of Pentacles in the reverse. We're no longer holding on to these set, solidified ways that, we were programmed that this plane functions, right? Things don't work the way that we've been programmed that they work. Otherwise, we would be, right up there with the 1% right now, but we're not because they taught us the wrong thing intentionally. So it's going to take us a little bit as we're reactivating, as we are truly connecting with and understanding our true power and our true purpose to exist here. Um, so we're letting go of the old ways, the structures, they're not so sound, okay? The structures have crumbled. It's basically rubble at this point. Um, so keep going for your North Star, okay? With that star card, keep going towards your North Star. Try something new. Um, if you're, this is one thing about people with manifestation. They think, oh, I have to be in a really good mood, I have to be, thinking abundantly, I have to be focused on staying positive and being happy and joyful, otherwise manifestations are going to backfire. That's not true, because you're manifesting, if not intentionally, you're manifesting by default every moment, every present moment. There has been flies, like, I don't know where they're coming from because we don't keep doors and windows open, but I don't know. They've been manifesting around here. And I hear there's like a gnat and fly problem worldwide right now. So I don't know. Just I've been doing extra wards and killing the motherfuckers as they come around. But anywho, um, the old ways are not working. So it's time to unlearn everything that we've been programmed to believe about the way that this realm works and start doing it intuitively. This is shifting, this is traveling to a new world, a new timeline, a new way of existence where we don't have to constantly, we have the Nine of Wands in the reverse. We don't have to constantly be on guard and be, defending ourselves, defending our position, defending our beliefs of scarcity because we've been taught that this is prosperity. It's not. Everything's inverted that we've been programmed to believe, everything that we've been taught, because we were born into an inverted timeline, this inverted realm, this 3D matrix sham. Okay, so we're creating a world where we don't have to worry about danger. We don't have to worry about, can our kids play safely outside, or am I going to be targeted because I'm not the same color as someone else, or I don't have the same belief system as somebody else. That's all played out. That's the patriarchy that done crumbled. Okay, we're just again seeing the results, the real-time manifestation of the energy that's already gone, that's already crumbled. So just trust how this plays out. You are spiritually protected. We all are. We are ushering in this new day and age. And it happens not by telling people that they're wrong for what they believe, or that they need to awaken, or, pretending like we need to be Captain Save-A-Ho and go save the world. Same at your house. Flies just appearing. They're just out of nowhere. I'm like, where are they coming from? You have a toasty cat. So he's killing all. That's nice. My cats and my dog try to grab the flies, but they're slow as hell. My cats, not the flies. Saw in the news today that Iceland has got their first mosquitoes. What? Here to stay, according to professionals. Iceland has got warm compared. Oh man, Anna, that's terrible. Climate change. It's a bitch. Man, I'm sorry about that. That sucks. But also, they are implanted. They're not naturally occurring beings from this plane. Okay, they were genetically engineered for a purpose. Okay, for spreading things that, bloodborne, airborne, bloodborne pathogens. Anyway, so that could be a whole segment that I'm not going to get into right now. But the world is upside down. Okay, the world is chaos. It's upside down. But we're used to the inverted timeline. We're used to the inverted 3D matrix paradigm, the false matrix. It is not of source. It is of the patriarchy, which was only created to empower those who would have been naturally weeded out by natural selection, honestly. Yes, enjoy the warmer weather and fuck mosquitoes. They're not going to be around for much longer. Okay. They cannot exist in high frequencies. Um, so the world is upside down right now. It's chaos. Things, might not be coming through for you in your personal sphere. Plans might be falling through. People and places might be, leaving your experience right now. People, places, things, all the nouns, but trust how this plays out, because this is your divine protection. Anything that's leaving your experience right now, like that fly I just tried to shoo away, um, it's spiritual protection. It's protection for you, for your frequency, because you're moving up the frequency scale. Okay. You are ascending along with Gaia. And, there are some frequencies that just can't stick around anymore in your own biosphere, but also, the grander scale. But first it happens, the quickest with us in our own experience, in our own circumstances. So your world might be turned upside down right now, but just trust how this plays out. You are, experiencing this for many reasons. The chaos, it's all divinely orchestrated. It's all under divine order. Okay. So just flow with it. Tap into that intuition. We've got the high priestess showing up here, dead center of the reading. This is that divine feminine energy. This is connection to your source. This is connection to your intuition, above and beyond what anyone else says, including myself. Follow your intuition, align with the path that you feel most aligned to, and walk that path, because anything outside of that is inauthenticity, and inauthenticity cannot exist in the new earth. Okay. So they have good intentions coming in. We do have new love entering your life over here, bottom of the deck again. This doesn't necessarily have to be a person if you're not looking for a partner, that kind of thing. This is friendships. This is soul family, soul tribe. This is, those who are meant to enhance your life and support you. Those are going to be the ones that are coming around. So less fear of being accepted by those who are not aligned with you, okay, who are not meant to stay in your frequency. 2022, thank you. Fears of not being accepted is your blockage. Okay. There's a blockage to bring awareness to right next to that fears of not being accepted. Don't worry about being perceived as the crazy one in your family or your friend circles. And if people want to scoff at you and treat you any type of way because of, the way that you see and the way that you exist, then fuck them, let them go, because they don't belong with you anymore. Okay. That is why these people, these relationships, these situations, these jobs, these whatever is, they're showing their ass right now, so that you can see, that's what's behind the mask. Now I know where that blockage was. Now I know what's been hindering me. Now I can get that energy out of my life, and I can then rise up to my natural frequency state, because birds of a feather, right? Those who you are tied to on a regular basis, those who you interact with, have relationships with, reflect a lot about yourself. And when you stop feeling that close connection with them, or they start acting a fool and showing their ass to the point where you have to say, no, enough is enough, you got to go, or you distance yourself from them, that's why. It's the frequency shift. Okay. They might be playing in the lower frequencies still, and that's okay. They'll learn their lesson, they'll walk their own path, and then eventually they'll rise up. Whether they rise up to meet you or not is, it's basically up to them at this point. But you can't allow people to hold you back anymore. You can't allow people to hinder you anymore, because baby, you're a supernova. Okay, you're about to explode in the most beautifully delicious color scheme that you can imagine. So don't hold yourself back. What chaos, everyone's farting rainbows around here. Yeah. I wouldn't believe that for a second. That was cute though. Anyhow, thanks for breaking up the monotony and letting me laugh. You can always depend on Steph to sprinkle in a little extra magic there. But that brings us to the sun card. Okay, following that intuition, listening to your divine. Okay, everyone has their own divine. It's their higher self, and that's connected to the divine, the source. Okay, we're all fractals, fragments of the divine, of source. So Your fractal might be leading you in a different direction than, your ex best friend or your ex family member, whether they're ex or not, doesn't matter. Different paths, right? Diverging paths. That was the very first card that came out. Doesn't mean that their path is going somewhere dark or bad or anything like that. It just means that it's different from yours. And if you're not aligned to a degree where your paths can kind of, run parallel, then shit's going to happen and it's going to take you in different directions. That's just how things work. So going towards what fulfills you, what makes you happy, and let them go towards what fulfills them and makes them happy. It's clearing out the clutter. This Five of Swords, I don't get this as like, the regular Five of Swords. It's she's sweeping. You know how you shoo, like on Tom and Jerry, you see the ladies shoo them with the broom to like try to get them out of the house, or like ladies would shoo raccoons off their porches or whatever, rodents, whatever. You shoo them with the broom. Like that's old grandma stuff. But it's like, shoo, get out. We're cleaning house. We're sweeping this out because I'm letting my sunshine come in. This is healing energy. Bottom of the deck here. This is a time for healing collectively and individually. First, it's going to manifest in your immediate experience, and then you'll start to see the similar themes if you pay attention, if you have the eyes to see, on the collective scale. A lot of it happening simultaneously, okay? Not going to lie. Retreat right behind that. So again, have some you time with that cultivate you time that we had right over here. Cultivate you time, okay? Get back to your own frequency so you can welcome in these new fulfilling situations, whether that's relationships or situations that are going to enhance your life. We're doing collective energy today, hun. But welcome. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Retreat within yourself, okay? Cut out external stimuli, anyone that's anchoring you down, anyone that's putting you in a shit mood, anyone that's, fucking with your fire, okay? Let them go. Retreat, go within. It's time for you to move into balance, because when you're not balanced, you're not able to make the most favorable decisions for yourself. Going within is going to help you psychically develop. We have the psychic development card here. That's a swan with the sun shining on her. Look how beautiful. So even amidst all of the chaos, even your own chaos that's being dredged up in your own experience right now, find that balance as best you can, because when you're out of balance, you're not making decisions that are aligned with your true wants, needs, and desires. It's that knee-jerk reaction that can sometimes, get us in trouble, especially if we've got a mouth on us. A fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries, and we did just have that full moon in Aries a couple weeks ago, y'all. So a lot has come up from that, a lot of climactic moments, a lot, especially with regard to world so-called leaders, world events on the world stage. Does smudging Palo Santo sage get rid of flies? Honey, I wish. I sure do wish. It can clear him out of the room or make him like stay away for a little bit, but no, baby, it's not going to kill him, sadly. But nice try. I mean, it'll get him out of the area temporarily, but nothing will come of this situation. Also right behind that, so this is more so talking about the negative connotations of, because a fiery climax, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, that's going to be terrible. That's Aries is the sign of war and blah, blah, blah. And no, it is initiation. Okay. You can harness these fiery energies to create what it is that you want. If you don't want a negative outcome, then harness that fiery energy, that anger, that frustration, whatever it is that is being triggered within you, and put it towards enhancing the path that you do want, the outcome that you do want. Okay. Nothing is yet set in stone with the mutable moon here. So again, you harness that energy and you apply it However, it's going to bring about the most favorable outcome for yourself. It doesn't necessarily mean with that fiery climax or that Aries full moon energy that it has to be something terrible and negative and initiate some kind of cider vinegar with dish soap in a cup. We'll get rid of the little flies. The fruit flies, yeah. Right, Anna, damn it. I work, I work. Steph, yes, I use my shop vac and I suck them up out of the air. That's so funny. Look at the bigger picture with the full moon in Sag. Okay, we're working with bigger picture details. Okay, stop focusing on all of these minute. No, I'm trying to figure out what word I want to use because words today, for some reason, are just like, the minuscule details. Okay, they might seem like a big deal, but are they though? So take a step back and look at the bigger picture and say, does this little frustration warrant me losing my shit and collapsing all of this energy using this, anger? That's powerful emotion. That's not negative emotion. Okay. You can still manifest really positive things with anger. It's a very powerful emotion. If you use it and apply it to positive outcomes, then you'll get the positive outcomes. You don't have to be in a joy, harmonious, like, totally peaceful state in order to manifest, because you're manifesting constantly regardless of what emotion you're in. Okay, so all you have to do is harness that emotion and apply it to the outcome that you want. Yeah, pour salt in your drains too. I heard it's a worldwide thing. Like, it's the gnats are getting really bad, and also I've heard that about flies. But yeah, if you pour salt in your drains, that will keep them from repopulating themselves. And like some of them are coming up through drains and stuff. So energy is gaining momentum. Also, bottom of the deck, this bottom of the deck is speaking. Take time to breathe out right there behind it. We're not going to take that though. So the energy is gaining momentum. It's all about how you apply it. Okay. And this can kind of piss people off. I get it. Okay. Especially if you're stuck with manifesting, like you don't know how to apply it, or use your intuition. Okay. Trial and error. Even if you fuck it up, that's okay, because you still have this present moment, and then this present moment, and then this present moment, because that one's already gone. This present moment, that one's gone. This present moment. Okay. So trial and error, keep going, build that momentum, and keep that focus on the intended outcome. You got a lot of salt? Hell yeah. You can put that stuff in a cup. Yeah, I put like a Ziploc sandwich bag, the corner of it, over one of the tiny little jars, like a 4-ounce jar. And I make it like a pyramid or like a cone on the top of it. And then I snip the top of it so they can get in easily, but it's not so easy for them to get out. And if I see some congregating in there, I'll pinch the top and then knock them down off of the sides of the bag into the jar of solution. So that's helpful too. I kind of like tweak out on stuff like that. It's weird. 2 kinds of invasive beetles, and you suck them up with a shop vac. That's awesome. Samesies. Anywho, your confidence is the key to your success. Okay, with this new moon in Leo, you've got a lot of new moon energy happening here. New moon is actually what, tomorrow? Is it tomorrow? What day is it? I'm like looking at I never wear a watch. Why am I looking at my wrist for the date or time? I don't know. I think it's tomorrow. It might be Wednesday. Tomorrow or Wednesday-ish. Anyway, the energy of the moon is going to be around for 3 days, before, during, and after. So, so yeah, suck them up with a shop vac. It works. Well, I always figured, whenever you're caught up in like intense wind, it like sucks the breath out of you. And I know a lot of bugs inhale and exhale through their like exoskeletons and whatever, but I'm like, if it works on a human, it's got to work on a little tiny fly. Like, you suck that motherfucker up. If nothing else, it'll like deprive it from being able to suck up air for a little bit. So I leave the vacuum on for a couple of minutes after I suck them up anyway. So confidence, baby. Have you ever seen someone okay, some of you might not like this, some of you might really enjoy it. Take the tangerine taco of the US, for instance, okay? Anyone that you know, that they don't have to know what they're talking about, but they're confident that they know and they will tell you all about it. This is narcissistic manipulation. So if you ever known a narcissist, they are fully confident, even if their argument is complete bullshit and completely and utterly disproven time and time and time again by actual physical, tangible evidence, even scientific backed evidence. Okay. And they will, they're snake oil salesmen. All right. So be so completely confident that you are delulu about what you're saying or what you're believing or the trajectory, the intended target of where you want to end up. Okay. Be so completely confident, just like the narcissist, just like, those tangerine tacos that act like they know everything about everything, and no facts that you can display for them is going to change their mind. Okay. Be so completely confident in the outcome that you already have aligned to in your here and now that it must manifest. A time to give rather than to take, right next to that with the new moon in Virgo. Blow vape at the bugs that come near you. I do that too. Need help with my cat. He just recently got fleas and I'm dying to. Oh no. The flea collars, I don't do those because those are so toxic. Diatomaceous earth, the food grade, okay, otherwise it can irritate lungs. If you like dust your cat with that, you can even put it like in a pillowcase or in like a plastic bag if your cat won't claw you to shreds. And just put some of that in there and then like shake it all around and then just leave it. It'll kill all of those. And you can sprinkle it, like if you have carpet, you can sprinkle some in your carpet. You would want to use a shop vac or something if you're going to do that, because otherwise it can clog your vacuum filters and stuff. But yeah, and like bowls of soapy water, you can leave those around, like if you have carpet, again, because they can live in carpet for a while. So those kinds of things can definitely help with fleas, but that really sucks. And I mean, there are some essential oils that you can use, but with cats, they're really sensitive to a lot of things and they can make them sick or kill them. So if you're using essential oils, just make sure that it's cat approved. And make sure it's food grade. If you got DE, just make sure that it's food grade. Otherwise, it can be detrimental to your cat's health. But yeah, like cheapest and most natural way to do it to where it's not introducing any kind of pesticides or anything like that to your babies. So time to give rather than to take. Give even if you don't have, oh, you have vinyl. Okay. So like even if you're trying to manifest money and you don't have a lot or anything to give of your time, give of your energy. Money is just energy. Okay. It's a symbol of energetic exchange. So if you can't afford to give something monetarily, then give of your time or go through and do a clean out and get rid of a lot of things like that you don't need anymore. Give them to the needy, give them to like a homeless shelter or a women's shelter. Even food grade is, yeah, so yeah, you wouldn't want to like cloud them up with it, but yeah, I get that stuff. Thank you. So giving of yourself in any way that you can shows that you have surplus, because if you have more than enough, then you have enough to give freely. Don't go giving if you're going to feel bad about it later or think, man, why did I donate that $5 to that person, that homeless person outside, because I know that they needed it, but now I don't know if I'm going to be able to whatever. That's thinking in the state of lack. Okay. So if you can't give freely and feel abundant while doing so, then don't give, whether that's money, whether that's energy, whatever it is. Just give whatever you have a surplus of, even if that's like I said, old items that you have around your house that you're not going to use, or you've outgrown, or your kids have outgrown, or somebody left at your house 10 years ago. I don't know. Go give it to someone who can benefit from it. And that's not you having to give anything that's going to put you in a state of lack. And that shows, to the universe, to source, to whoever, that you are in a state of surplus, in a state of abundance. So you have this surplus to give and give freely and feel good about doing so. That's going to generate more of that prosperity feeling. Okay. So, if you've been in situations lately where you've leaned on a lot of people, or you've reached out for, help from others, more so than you have really been giving of yourself to others, we all have those times, not saying anything negative about it, but in order to help get yourself up out of that, it might help you to give some of your time to someone who is, who you see could benefit from your time or from your energy in some way. Okay. That just came through. Talking about balance, and we have the perception card here with the yin and the yang. That is balance. We don't want to feel burdened, and we don't want to like become so out of balance with, reaching out to others for help that we cause that imbalance, of us burdening others. And I'm not saying everyone's a burden whenever they need stuff. That's not at all what I'm saying. But better than anyone, the balance of give and take with regard to yourself. So if you've been needing to take on a little bit more energy from others, or a little bit more this and that from others, then just give of your time. It doesn't have to be to those ones that you're even getting it from. You know what I mean? So just like, oh, love you, Holly. Enjoy your physical therapy. So make sure that you're creating balance wherever you go. Sacred space did come out here as well. Maintaining that balance within yourself. You are your sacred space. Okay. And you might want to like clean some clutter if you do altars, or if you have like a meditation area or anything like that. Maybe like revamp the energy, go cleanse that shit, charge that shit, put some selenite up in that shit. I've got so many selenites right here in my workspace. Like, it's ridiculous. I had to put one over there. I have another one under my skull here, one of my plates under here. So, maybe add some selenite to your spiritual space to freshen up the energy, to clear, transmute, and charge your space. Revamping, I don't know, like cleaning, revamping, that might be a thing that is necessary for you right now. We're getting rid of the stagnant old energies, and we're welcoming in the new energies. So whatever, like if you've got too many things in your space, I'm not saying that any of you are hoarders, but like I've given examples, like my aunt, I've been trying to work with, she lives at states away from me, so we just text, but I've been trying to work with her on how she can overcome her hoarding situation, and clear out clutter here and there whenever she has the physical capability, because she is medically dependent. She can't do everything on her own. So, just do what you can when you can, is what I've been telling her, and telling, clean off a tabletop, or take one box and go through it and get rid of what you don't need if you haven't used it in the last year, and it's not something that you bring out like once a year for holiday decor or whatever, then you don't really need it. And if you forgot you even had it, then you definitely don't need it. So give that to someone, or get it in the trash, whatever you need to do to declutter your space, so you can welcome in fresh energy, so you can have that clean, balanced energy within your physical spaces. Think feng shui. Okay. And if you don't know anything about feng shui, then look it up. Easily searchable. I don't recommend Google anymore, especially with, Bill Gates and all the shit that he's trying to pull on humanity lately. So if you're looking for a good browser, DuckDuckGo is a good one. But, do your research. But now is the time where we're cleansing out all of those old energies, all of the things in our homes, all of the clutter, whether that's physical clutter, person clutter, whatever is not functioning for us, whatever is blocking us or holding us back, or making us feel like We need to worry about being accepted, worrying about others judging us. Because, I mean, have you seen all the others around this plane? Like, have you seen them? They have no reason to look sideways at you, honey. Ain't no reason for anyone to be shaming you for how you look, think, feel, act, respond, period. So just align yourself to the highest good of yourself above all, but then of all involved as well. And trust how this is playing out, because it might be chaos right now. It might be excruciating right now for some. Traumas are surfacing. Old thought patterns are surfacing. Things that don't work for us anymore are surfacing, and they're rearing their ugly head, and it's looking awful, but they have to, so we can say, oh, there's a reason I don't want that anymore. Get that shit the fuck up out of here. Okay, so don't judge it. If it's coming up in yourself, don't judge it. Okay. And it's, I know you might be thinking that's easy for you to say, but there are some really awful things about myself or other people, blah, blah, blah. I should judge that. Judging it is holding your gaze on it for much longer than you really should. Okay. Accept it for what it is, what it was, the purpose that it served, and let it the fuck go. Okay. Let it go, because you deserve more than being held down by any situation, any person, any trauma. Okay. Allow it to move through you. Allow yourself to, feel all the stuff that you need to feel, because denying how you feel about things isn't getting you anywhere either. So feel it, even if it's not all love and lighty and it's not cutesy wrapped up in a little spiritual bow. That's toxic spirituality. Okay. Like I said, they will infiltrate any and everything that they possibly can, especially where they can prey on those who are kind-hearted. So feeling your emotions, you can feel fucking pissed and you can still manifest $10 million. Okay. You can feel sad and still manifest the best friend that you will ever meet in this lifetime. You can feel any type of way and still manifest something. And anyone who tells you otherwise is gaslighting the fuck out of you. They're manipulating you. And they, the 3D Matrix Mr. Smiths, will infiltrate whatever they can, especially the spiritual community, and inject these bullshit ideas and say, oh, you have to love and light, and you have to sugarcoat everything so that you can manifest the life that you want. Absolutely the fuck not. That is fake. Okay. It's fake as fuck. And authenticity is the highest frequency. So if you're feeling authentically irritated or pissed off or upset or feeling the repercussions from traumas that you didn't fully heal, then fucking feel them. Let them move through you. Okay. And don't let anyone tell you that you're low vibe for that, because you have to purge it out of your mental and emotional and spiritual spheres, but you also have to purge it from your body. So learning to not judge is some of the best advice I'll ever hear. Yeah. It takes a while for some of it. Like I've shared this with you guys time and time again, but here I'm going to go again, because we did have some new people jump in. So I don't know if y'all are still here. If you are, thank you. But like my family, my biological maternal side of my family are the judgiest ass motherfuckers you've ever met in your life. Okay, my nana is a blonde white lady who judges people that are not her skin color, who, have different political views or just different opinions than her. She'll talk shit. If she doesn't like, well, she can't see now, so this isn't really an issue at this point. But if she didn't like, the dress that the pastor's wife was wearing right after church, she was whispering to her buddies, did you see what Sister Reg was wearing? Oh my God. You could see like her cellulite or whatever, super judgmental about herself though, super insecure about herself. So very vain. The whole family, my nana and papa are in their 80s and they still dye their hair. My nana can't even see, but papa dyes her hair for her. Okay. So I was brought up in a family that judges like really badly. And I was pretty judgmental before. I didn't adopt all of their beliefs and ideals and all of their judgments, because most of them I was like, ew. But I was kind of bitchy and I was kind of judgy, in my teens and early 20s, but we live and we learn, right? So I have talked shit about someone's body weight and all of that, but that's because she side-eyed me. Like, I did it defensively, but it was still wrong. So I have learned I don't judge others for anything like that anymore, but I did. So we're all human. We're all going to have to go through shit. We're all going to have to realize our own shortcomings and our own judgments and our own biases. And what do? We don't just sweep them under the rug and pretend like it never happened. No, we own that shit. We say, yeah, I was a judgmental bitch before and I would have fucking called you out for talking shit to me with them buck ass teeth. But today, I'm just going to call you out for being a horrible human. Like, I don't care what teeth it comes out of. Simple. Okay. So, and that wasn't being judgy. That's just observational. Okay. So, judge me if you will. It's fine. I totally understand. But yeah, anywho, that's the end of the reading. That's all I got for you guys today. But yeah, I'm only going to be doing these on Mondays now. I've got other opportunities that I am now actively working with. So I've got less time on my hands to be able to do these 4 days a week. So we're only going to be doing these on Mondays. So I will not be seeing you guys for the rest of the week until Monday. Yeah, do your best to see everyone's high self. Yeah, that is a good thing to do to a point. Don't, obviously for those new here, not for you, Anna, but just looking at someone and judging them by their height, not judging, but you know what I mean, interacting them based on their higher self, it's always going to look a lot better than their lower self. So keep that in mind. Don't just see someone for their potential, see someone for how they follow through on that potential. Yes, thank you, Steph. Hit the like button, share all the good things. I love and appreciate you guys. Theory of DE dust is bad for the lungs. Add H2O and make it less harmful. Yeah, you can make a paste out of it. That's a good idea, Matt. But yeah, you don't want to go breathing a lot of it in, but if you just like rub it in or put it in their like shampoo or whatever, if you're going to give them a bath. Cats, not so much like with the shampoo thing. My cats will not take baths at all. But yeah, you can like rub it into their fur gently so it's not like billowing up and making them breathe it in. So yeah. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys next Monday. Mwah. Take care. If I can get the button to push.